Travis is a nice guy.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I know
Well,
you paid him a lot, so he's
well, I
gotta be
did,
nice, right?
I did the interview with Prior Baird last week by Zoom, and so that article will be in this week too,
Okay.
concerning his presence there, which was good. So Dave,
Yes.
you're here from for the Smithfield Cup.
Yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we own a company called Tar Heel Festivals. My partner Peter Stillwell, and we're out of Pinehurst. So we run the Pinehurst Barbecue Festival in the village of Pinehurst, 4 years running. This past Labor Day was the 4th year, and we also run an air show at the Moore County Airport. So how we got down here was Ken, who's at the airport down here now, was also at the Moore County Airport. So he saw our operation for the Festival Day Beyond. One thing led to another. They were talking with Dane, and Dane started talking with us. We had several meetings. He ended up hiring us to run and operate and create this event that's now the Smithfield Cup. So it's named the Smithfield Cup because Smithfield Foods is the title sponsor. They're donating all of the meat for the competition, which will be ribs, pork belly, which will be burn ends, and pork butts and shoulders for chop barbecue. And there will be a side for each team. That's a U.S. Foods play. So how this is going to be set up is at Cape Fear Distillery on Sunday, October 13th. There will be 2 teams. There will be a North Carolina team, a South Carolina team. There will be 3 pit masters for each team. People who buy a ticket will come in and sample the North Carolina team's 3 meats in their side. They'll sample the South Carolina meat and sides, and then they will vote at the end of the day who they felt was the best team, not necessarily which meat was the best.
Sure.
Overall, which was the best team. So the pit masters can do whatever they want. They just have to use the same meats. They have a different side so that they can get creative on the side. They can get creative on how they want to spice and rub and do sauces on all their meats. So that's all up to them. There's a captain for each team, and he's going to be in charge of his team, and they can kind of do whatever they want.
Do you have the names of the captains yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Lewis Donald, who's he's on the poster.
Right.
He is out of Charlotte. His restaurant called Sweet Lou's.
Okay.
And he's been a pit master at our event for 3 years running in Pinehurst. And then Robbie Robinson is the South Carolina. He's on the poster. City Limits Barbecue, I believe out of Columbia. He's going to be the captain of the South Carolina team. So those guys are in charge of their team, and they're going to decide who's going to be cooking what meat and who's doing the side. And locally, Matt Register has been added to the North Carolina team. Not for publication yet, but we think he's going to do his collared chowder as the side, which is world renowned apparently. So I haven't tasted it yet. But
now you've run this contest before then?
No, this
in
is
Pinehurst, or is this the first time?
No, let me explain the Pinehurst one. We do a little different in Pinehurst. We have 7 different pit masters in the village.
Okay.
We spread them out. They all cook a different meat.
Sure.
And they all have a different side.
Okay.
So the punch ticket in Pinehurst, there's no competition. It's just a culinary event. And,
Okay.
and Terry was there, and she can speak a little bit about it.
Great.
She was here a couple weeks ago in Pinehurst. So it's more of a culinary event. You go at your leisure, you get punched. Here's kind of the tickets. This is our ticket for down here, but just for example, you'd go to the chop pork and get punched.
Right.
You get your side and you're gone. You eat,
Sure.
walk around, drink a beer, do whatever. You can go to the brisket guy. You can go to whatever. So they have 7 different meats, 7 different sides. You go get whole punched. So it's more of it's no competition whatsoever. Here's a competition.
Sure, and it's between North Carolina and South Carolina.
Yes.
For the ultimate bragging rights of the pitmasters.
Yep.
At one point, I think that I heard you say that there was going to be a trophy, and it was going to be in either the North Carolina governor's office or the South Carolina governor's office. Is that the goal?
We're working towards that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a crystal, beautiful crystal. You know, put how much it costs. It's a $1,000 trophy.
Is that what we're doing?
That's what kind of it's going to look like.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The winning team will get that, and we're trying to work with the governor's offices of each state to have that sit in the governor's mansion or somewhere in state government,
Sure.
so they can show it off. So,
Right. What's one of the biggest challenges for you, Dave, pulling this whole thing off?
first year event.
Yeah.
So, you know, you always think you have everything planned out, and even though you've done events in the past. They're not all the same. They're all different. They're like kids. Every kid's a different kid. You don't really have a favorite, but they all have challenges. So a first year event is, organization wise, the lines, how you going to serve the food, the whole deal. It's just, and then sometimes you're worried about nothing, right? It comes off fine. Other times you're like, we wouldn't do that. And even now we have 3-4 hour meetings. We sit there and tear ourselves apart and say, okay, what can we do better? How can we save money on the budget? And what do we want to spend money on? And so it's an evolving process. You're never satisfied. You always want to strive to do good. And quite frankly, coming down here and being hired, it's an honor that they did this and hired us. So we want to pull off a good show, and that's what they want. They want upscale. An event that's going to draw people to Elizabethtown, right? We want to show off Elizabethtown.
And there's no fee for this, correct?
No, there's a fee. There's a $20 ticket
$20
for
ticket.
general admission,
Okay.
$15 for military.
All right.
Kids are free, and there's a
Seniors? Seniors?
No, there's no discount for seniors.
Okay.
$40 early entry pig out ticket where you can go back for seconds, and you get in an hour early before the big crowds. So.
Who's coordinating this?
Tar Heel Festivals is our company.
How many coordinators do you have running this to make sure it's running smooth? Three coordinators?
That's it. Okay. And volunteers.
You got a monumental job ahead of you.
Oh, well, we just did 3,500 people in Pinehurst, and the three of us, and you saw it.
Yeah, it was very well organized.
We spend all year doing this. So you try to check off the things as you go.
And how many years have you been doing this, Dave?
The air show in Moore County is 6 years. It'll be its 6th year. So we started the company in 2018. Prior to that, Peter and I worked on the Pinehurst Concours d'Elegance, which is a high-end car show. We did that for 5 years. So I was the marketing and public relations director, and Peter was the operations director. We did that for 5 years, 2013 through 2017.
Well, car shows are a little different because you don't have to have the health department involved.
Yeah, exactly.
So now,
but you have now for the record, snobby car owners.
Yeah.
How much is that lift that I have to drive over with my? Okay.
Yeah. Well, how much of a challenge is this going to be to have everything above board as far as the health department?
Yeah, we're working on that right now, actually. So we're getting the pitmasters involved and talking through different scenarios. Same deal with the health department. It's a first-year event. So they need to kind of understand the event, what we're trying to do, and trying to meet their goals and our goals.
Sure.
And so that's actually topic of conversation here the last couple of days. So
now this is very interesting that I'm covering this. Is my first year here, but I come from Wyoming where we've run the chili cook-off, cook-off there for I don't know, the last 3 or 4 years, and they had 25 different competitors that were competing, and they competed for salsa, and they competed for their barbecue, and they competed for many different things there. And of course, they had a lot of us there that were celebrity judges that we got to judge, and that was always really fun there too. But that's a big event there for a little town that has 261 people. They draw in about 5,000 to 10,000 people on that one day.
And it's interesting you talk about critiquing yourself. So you're always, well, these people do this. I tell my partner, Kinston does that because it's their 44th year. It's like, it's our 4th year. Absolutely. So there's a difference in, well, they draw X amount of people, or they do this, or they do that. Like, they've been doing it for 3 decades, or whatever. So you always look at different events and try to compare yourself. And we stopped doing that in Pinehurst because no barbecue festival in North Carolina does what we do. We're totally unique.
Right.
And if you're looking for Lexington barbecue, we say go to Lexington. Have fun. We're not Lexington barbecue.
Absolutely.
We're not Kinston. We're not the Noose Barbecue Festival.
Right.
It's a big state fair kind of. All the people come, and it's just like a state fair. Like that's not what we do.
And
we're trying to create more of a culinary competition here too.
Sure. Well, that and the idea that it's not done like this any other place.
No.
What do you think about how this is? What's your prognostication as far as how this is going to work in this little town of Elizabethtown?
Yeah. Well, and the goal is, we love the people in Elizabethtown, right? We want them all to come. Mm-hmm. The goal too, from Dane at the very beginning, was to showcase Elizabethtown to the people from Wilmington, people from Fayetteville, Lumberton, people of Clinton, around the area where they come into Elizabethtown, maybe never been here before, right? And come in, see the nice, neat downtown there is, and go out to the winery and the distillery and see Alex's place and go, wow, we didn't know this was here. There's
Sure.
cottages here. We can stay overnight. We can hang out, restaurant, spa, tasting room. So it's a showcase for Elizabethtown. That's how we're looking at it. That was
Sure.
our marching orders from Dane and Terry, was to, show off Elizabethtown.
So you guys are-
Elizabethtown is on the way to the beach. That's what
Right.
you hear from Raleigh people. Oh yeah, that's on the way to the beach.
Yeah.
Well, we want people to stop on the way to the beach and go to Melvin's, go to Bernie's, go to the distillery, do things in town and go. Oh, I didn't know that this little town did all these things. So.
Sure. And are you doing the marketing to these other areas, to Fayetteville and to Wilmington
we just
and
got
to
done with a couple
Raleigh?
meetings. So we're and we doing festivals over the years. You learn not to waste money way out. I call it way out stuff. Like, people don't plan their lives
Right.
in April for an October event.
Right.
So 10 days in is when everybody buys their tickets.
Right.
There's a statistic. I'll quote it. It may not be accurate enough, but I think 80% of your ticket sales on outside events are 10 days in.
Yeah.
So you can kind of look at your ticket sales now and go, okay, multiply that times 8.
Sure.
And so
Now, this is going to happen on the 13th.
yes.
It's going to happen on a Sunday, which is kind of good because there's nothing else going on
Yep.
on that time
Yep.
and on that day. And it's your very first year, so it's kind of exciting for the people of Elizabethtown to be a part of this. It's going to be it's going to show you that after this first year, just how great Elizabethtown can be and how supportive a town can be. And I think that's one of the things that we will prove to you, and you're going to prove some things to us. And it's going to be just a win-win situation all the way around. Let's get into logistics here. It's going to be October 13th.
Yep.
When do the doors actually open?
Early bird is 11 o'clock,
Okay.
and then the general admission starts at 12.
Okay.
So once you get in, you can start eating.
Sure.
You can get in line if you like, and part of the early bird, ticket is to get in early so you
Right.
can beat the lines. And we try not to have lines, but it seems like everybody gets there at the same time, right? It's like a wedding. Noon to 1:30, everybody wants to eat lunch, and
Yeah.
so at 4 o'clock it's a ghost town. But so we got plenty of food. And U.S. Foods came on board to help us with the dry goods and the sides and that stuff, so that's all covered. So we're and we sold a decent amount of sponsorships. It was encouraging to see some people in town step forward and support the event.
Sure.
It's the hardest sell is always the first, right?
Right.
We're coming out with this magazine. Don't you want to buy an ad? Well, I've never seen it before.
Right.
So people are like, now wait till the second or third. So when people step up, and those are the people we remember over the years, right?
Right.
We'll bend over backwards and do favors for, because those are the people that stuck their neck out at the very beginning. So yeah, we'll take a flyer in this. We want to be involved. We want to support in a community event. So.
And what time does it run till? Till 5?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
Yep.
When is the trophy going to be presented?
Probably close to 5,
Close
maybe
to
4
5?
o'clock ish. Yeah.
Okay. Any kind of extras?
There's a
Is
kids
there
zone.
music there?
Yeah,
Is
live
there-
music. There's a kids zone with some inflatables. Alex has a petting zoo out there,
Sure.
and some other things. There's a face painter coming in.
Okay.
And then there's going to be a classic car display.
Okay.
Guys from Moore County are coming down with their Porsches and Corvettes. I think about 20 or 25 have signed up already, so it's going to be a cool thing to look at.
And they'll be there all day.
They will.
Who's the band that's playing?
We don't know yet. We're still working on that. So,
Okay. Good.
it's more gonna it's going to be not necessarily bands.
Okay.
It's going to be live
Maybe
music
DJ or
from
something.
Yeah.
Okay.
certain individuals.
Right.
Yeah.
And is this going to be inside or outside?
Outside.
Okay. What happens if it rains?
Yeah, it's rain or shine, but we have a rain date. Next day's a holiday, so if a hurricane's coming in that we see it's really going to be a washout,
Yeah.
we may flip it to Columbus Day.
Okay.
But Alex has been kind enough to let us use his inside facility if we need it.
Sure.
So he's got that the wedding venue. So hopefully we don't have to need it. But
Are you guys setting up a stage or anything?
yeah, Alex has a stage. We're
The
gonna set
Apex
up.
stage will
Yep.
set the same
Yep.
thing up for you
Yep.
for the Trid
Not
concert.
the same thing, but it's
Yeah.
a stage. Yeah.
Okay.
Not as big, but yeah.
Sure. All
Yeah.
right.
We're trying to walk before we run on this one. So
Sure.
that's the key, is to make it a nice event without breaking the bank, right? So
Right.
we got a budget, so we're trying to We're not trying to spend all her money. So that's a balancing act. You make it really good, and in the end, people are coming for the food.
Right.
They're coming for the barbecue. They're coming for the pork. They want good food. So
Well, you want to come too for the first official
Sure.
competition between North and South Carolina.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll draw people from South Carolina too.
yes, Yep.
And
Well, I think it's fair to say the pit masters themselves
Yes.
have a following.
yeah.
Yes.
Matt Register has a following
Yes.
from
Yeah.
Garland, and he's
so we're going to get a ton of people from Charlotte. I know that because that's not very far away,
Yep.
and from South Carolina. But Dave, I think this is a great opportunity for our town and for you guys, and I think that. I think it's going to be a long and prosperous
We hope so.
reunion.
Yeah, we're not just here for one and done. We want to create an event that's lasting, and that's what we've done with our other events, and they've all evolved and gotten bigger and better. And the one thing that, not necessarily for the article, but we lost one sponsor last year
Okay.
in Pinehurst out of dozens of sponsors, and they wanted to do something else with their business, so
Sure.
they left. But in 5 minutes, we filled that sponsorship.
Right.
And it wasn't an inexpensive sponsorship.
Sure.
And we've constantly over the years with some big people, got to be NC's one of them. The meetings we have are not. We're in again. It's what else can we do more? We want more.
Right.
So we love hearing that. So we hope we build some of these relationships with the sponsors this year. Like, man, we didn't realize this was going to be this cool. What else can we do next year? Can we, spend some more money to do whatever,
Right.
showcase our business. So that's what we were after, and it's a win-win for everybody.
You bet.
We want, we want to showcase the businesses in the community too with the sponsorship. So.